You are testing powers you do not understand. This time, you won't be so lucky.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Neonangel, and today we are going to be facing the second boss in the Hidden Laboratory. It's Maloriak. His special ability is the Alchemist. He's going to get a +2/+2 bonus to all his minions, and they flip health and attack. Yours do the same, but you don't get the +2/+2. His special cards are Release the Aberrations, where he's going to summon 3 aberrations. They're 1/1 minions with charge, but with his ability on Heroic, they're 3/3 with charge, so they can be pretty challenging. And it's not unusual for him to do 2 of those back to back and just completely run you over. There's not a whole lot you can do in that instance. The deck that I'm using, it relies a lot on some of the poisonous cards, so you can take out some of the larger minions he has. Some cards that would be real useful to you are Abyssal Enforcer and Hellfire, because they'll deal with quite a few of his minions. They'll be able to do that 3 damage to take them out. And other cards that are important are going to be Eater of Secrets and Kizan Mystic, because that way you can steal his secrets. He has Counterspell and Duplicate, which can be a real problem. So we'll go ahead and get started and see how we do today.
Your soul shall be mine!
I usually like to start off with something you can do pretty quickly, like the Void Walker and Stubborn Gastropod. Those are excellent. So it's a good thing that I drew those. Also the Annoyatron, things that you can start putting out right away, because a lot of times he will play his Release the Aberrations right away and will just completely run you over if you don't have something out there to deal with them. You're pretty much always at a disadvantage no matter what you're playing. The Nerubian eggs are really good because you immediately get the 4/4 once it flips. So they can deal with a lot of stuff that he has. The acidic swamp ooze that he puts out are actually more of a problem because of the 5 health that they have. So it's harder for your minions to be able to take care of that unless you have one of the poisonous minions or a blast crystal. The succubus is a great way for us to gain life back, though. And this is where the poisonous minions really come in handy, being able to take out the Dragonid Crusher, but we want to get rid of the secret first, because if it's Duplicate, and it is, we definitely did not want him to have 2 of those back in his hand. That's just crazy. he decided to do double drain life on my Eater of Secrets. He was that mad at him. This is also where Blast Crystal comes in really handy, because I can take care of that Abyssal pretty easily this way. And without knowing if that is a duplicate or counter spell, I really don't want to give him, you know, 2 of those. Okay, so it's obviously a counter spell. I was going to say that we'd be able to get rid of it anyway with the Hellfire. And that was a nice top deck of the Blast Crystal. We've got to go ahead and cast something to draw out the counter spell that I know he has. So I'm just tossing away the Dark Bomb so I can go ahead and Blast Crystal the Abyssal Enforcer now. And I should have him beat here. Yeah, he's going to be dead. Because I can just double Hellfire right here and game over.
Mustn't keep the master waiting.
So that was win number 1 for me, and I'm going to go ahead and play through until I've won 5 games against him. And this is a really challenging and frustrating fight. I'm sure that many of you have already found that out. Whenever he starts off with the release the aberrations like he just did, it's very difficult to come back from that. And his implosion, which he just used, gives him a tremendous advantage because he'll nearly always get, you know, 2 to 3 at least minions that are 3/3s right away. So if you don't have an Abyssal Enforcer or a Hellfire to be able to cast, then you're just not going to be able to deal with it. Hope to get something good here with the mind control. So he's got the counter spell. There we go. I think I'm actually going to pull this out. I mean, even as ridiculous as it started.
Mustn't fail again.
So I actually managed to pull that one out, and you saw how low my life total there was. I pretty much figured I was dead because he got such a fast start, but I was able to pull it out. And you also saw how challenging the secrets can be if you can't either draw out the counter spell, or you know, if you just get unlucky and it's a duplicate, that can really cause you a lot of problems. The silences and Kizan Mystics in this deck are really great.
There can be no disruptions.
They're just able to help tremendously, controlling his minions and taking care of the secrets that he has. Have I mentioned how frustrating it is whenever he starts right off the bat with the release the aberrations? Because it really is frustrating. Because you're taking 9 damage right out of the gate. So if you don't have something within a turn or two that can deal with them, you're going to be dead. Just like that, unfortunately. Just too much for me. Well, at least I have Hellfire here. But I may not need to use it just yet. I was going to say I really need to draw a blast crystal to take care of that crusher, and I did. But I'm really, really low on life. But he's dead anyway.
Mix and stir.
Yeah, when he gets a full implosion like that, that is really hard to come back from. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything I could do there.
Nothing goes to waste.
And of course he has, you know, just a ton of sludge belchers out there. Now he's at least got one duplicate. And again, he's got duplicate and counterspell. I really need a Hellfire or something. There's my Hellfire. He should be dead here. I've got the counterspell, so release the aberrations isn't a problem. There, I got it counterspelled. So, thank goodness.
A
And that was win number 5 for me. I appreciate you watching. I hope that this helped you out. Like I said in the beginning, this is a really frustrating fight, but stick with it. You can beat him. It just takes a little bit of patience, and it is going to take some luck because, like I said, if he starts off with the released aberrations, or definitely if he does back-to-back, you probably want to restart. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks.